Gentlemen of the press, great Nigerian citizens, you're welcome to this very crucial press conference by the Rising Up for a United Nigeria group. This group is the umbrella body championing the cause of the over 100 million Nigerian youths and middle-aged citizens. For those of you who are not aware, the lexicon middle-aged citizens have been reintroduced due to the national youth policy that is currently in place. And you know we have a new administration on board. And the national youth policy states that youth are from the age of 18 to 29. And once you are above the age of 29, you are no longer a youth. You are not even a youth at heart, and all of those deceptions that they talk about. And so a new age bracket or group has been created to accommodate those from the age of 30 to 49 who also have causes to be championed. And this will be referred to as the middle-aged citizens from the age of 30 to 49. So this press briefing, for the sake of clarity, covers the interests of the youth and speaks as the voice of the youth from the age of 18 to 29 and the middle-aged citizens from 30 to 49. You will agree with me that these form the most active class of the Nigerian citizenry. And our press briefing is titled, "The Nigerian Youth and Middle-Aged Citizens Pass Vote of Confidence to Partner with President Bola Tinubu." And we also endorse Senator Dr. Godfrey Akpabio as President of the Senate for the 10th Assembly. On behalf of the over 100 million Nigerian young people and middle-aged citizens, may I first congratulate His Excellency Senator Bola Tinubu and His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, first on their emergence as President and President-elect respectively in the February 2023 elections. And also on their momentous swearing-in just a week ago as President and Vice President respectively of this great country, Nigeria. You will agree with me that they have hit the ground running on a very good note. As the head of all youth groups and middle-aged citizens in Nigeria, it is our strong optimism, and which we hold with a strong belief, that this government, under this new leadership, shall muster young Nigerians with renewed hope for an uncommon transformation of our country to greater heights. We firmly believe that just like the models of Singapore, Korea, and the United Arab Emirates, amongst other great nations that developed from ruins to greatness, our President, Senator Bola Tinubu, will emplace all efforts to help young Nigerians and middle-aged populace on the path of innovative enterprise and productivity as the triggers for moving our country from third world to first. We are also optimistic that the Israeli and Singaporean model will be adopted in massively mobilizing the young Nigerians for trainings in military and security intelligence and handling of armaments for the solid defense of our dear country's territorial integrity from internal or external aggressors. This shall form the anchor point or springboard for the rapid economic development and growth of Nigeria, which we so desire. It is our firm belief that this government will identify, harness, and further hone all youth potentials in the creative industry, in the ICT world, in agriculture, science and technology, manufacturing, and all other areas to ensure that these energies are moved from mere potentials to productivity as the basis for projecting Nigeria to the front lines of productivity and economic strength in the Committee of Nations. As we also strongly believe that under this new government, A new Nigeria where our hinterlands will be illuminated with development, powered by rural electrification from innovative sources will be emplaced. This will ensure less of rural to urban migration and also cut down on the illegal migration of Nigerian youths across the Mediterranean or the Sahara to lands unknown where they hitherto hoped to eke a living but perish in the deserts and seas. And that these potentials shall rather be acted upon and built upon for the good of our country, to stand shoulder to shoulder with the great nations of the world. May we seize this medium to congratulate His Excellency, Senator Dr. George Akume, and His Excellency, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, for their respective appointments as Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These appointments are very clear indicators that the government is set to move with accelerated speed with the youth and middle-aged citizens as the trusts of our policies and projects, particularly considering the fact that His Excellency Senator Akume has been a timeless champion of the Nigerian youth and a strong protagonist of youth causes throughout his odyssey of service. As we gear up towards the election of presiding officers for the National Assembly, we are very hopeful that the Senate particularly will return another promising patriot with uncommon achievements and antecedents in the person of Senator Dr. Godswill Akpabio as President of the Senate. May we make it clear that the over 100 million Nigerian young and middle-aged citizens have overwhelmingly endorsed Senator Godswill Akpabio as the Senate President for the 10th National Assembly. Having performed creditably well throughout his trajectory of leadership, first as governor, then as senator, and as minister. We firmly believe that he will fittingly complement President Bola Tinubu with the virile legislature needed for a highly effective executive that shall usher a greater Nigeria. It is highly imperative to make it clear that at such trying times as this, the nation needs very courageous and tactful leaders to head all the three arms of government. We are indeed at crossroads, but we stand amidst challenges and opportunities also. And only Senator Akpabio, judging from his antecedents and past records, can complement the vision of Mr. President of rapidly transforming Nigeria to an economic superpower where poverty, hunger, unemployment, and all related vicissitudes will be dealt a lethal blow to become a thing of the past. We therefore urge all senators-elect across all party lines to put the Nigerian dream first by electing His Excellency, Senator Dr. Godswill Akpabio, as Senate President, so that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can get the needed legislative support to drive the new Nigeria to fruition. To the youth of our dear country, Nigeria, it is time we got reminded that we should not be separated by our political parties. We should not be separated along religious lines or inclinations. We should not be separated by our ethnic leanings or other forms of ideologies or the idiosyncrasies. But we should rise up for the unity and for one goal, to wit the rapid advancement and development of our country, Nigeria. We should, together as one, work together, knowing that the elections have come and gone, and winners have emerged. It is now time to build the new Nigeria of our dreams together. If we must advance then, We must come to terms with the salient fact that sacrifices must be made, and so done with renewed hope for a better future. The announcement of the suspension of subsidy on fuel products or petroleum products is nothing but an adroit and courageous move by President Bola Tinubu. It is a bitter pill which we have to swallow, but which shall, howbeit, in the long term, solve the problems plaguing our constituency, principally unemployment and its twin, poverty. As youth and middle-aged citizens, we must therefore resist all overtures to oppose government, but rather put on our innovative thinking caps to partner with this good-intentioned government out of this temporary storm that we have found ourselves as a nation. All calls for strike and protest should be frowned at and totally resisted, while the vistas of dialogue should be opened and explored for cushioning measures to ease the plight of the masses. We must be reminded that the task of building any great nation rests squarely or principally on the shoulders of our youth. And even though we always talk about the heroes past, we must not fail to forget that we are the heroes present that shall rise to build the great Nigeria, buoyed by renewed hope for an uncommon transformation of our country to the greatness we so dream of. God bless the young and middle-aged citizens of Nigeria. God bless the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, and God bless the great Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless us all. This press statement is signed by my person, Solomon Adodo, as the convener of the Rising Up for a United Nigeria project, and in my capacity as the president and head of all youth groups and middle-aged citizens within the sovereign territory of Nigeria and of all Nigerians of Nigerian descent in the diaspora. The subject of fuel subsidy removal has been with us for more than a decade. In short, it has been with us even from the military era down to this present time. It is a cancerous cell that must be excised, must be cut off, must be expunged with. It is a bitter pill we must swallow, but there is no better time for that to be done than a time as this, when we have a master strategist leading the ship of our nation, Nigeria, in the person of President Bola Tinubu. We saw the fact of what happened in Lagos State when there was no allocation from the federal government, and yet, by sheer determination, innovative thinking, grit, and a will to advance the state, Lagos State trudged on and moved on. We want to assure all Nigerians that just like other countries that have been through challenges, no country emerged with bread and butter. They went through challenges, they were determined, they came together as a people, they breasted the tape of the challenges, and today we celebrate them. Today our youth want to go to these countries, to sojourn, to work there, to live, and do everything. It is time Nigeria became that great nation also. And one of the major impediments that stands on our way is this subsidy regime. It has been a cloak of hiding a multi-trillion naira fraud year after year at the detriment of the people. We therefore call on the NLC, the Trade Union Congress, and all other such bodies that have announced their intentions of embarking on strike to rather sheath their swords and dialogue with the government on other measures to ameliorate the plight of the masses in the interim, while we look at the long-term measures of building our economy, bolstering our economy through productivity. We know clearly that petroleum products in the international market is priced in the dollar. And today, at the parallel market, the dollar exchanges for about 750 naira, approximately. And so if we say a liter of fuel is $1, and we peg it at, say, 600 naira, if Nigeria stops borrowing every day, because they say he who goes a-borrowing goes a-sorrowing, and our economy will be in shatters and tatters. If we stop borrowing to fund this fraudulent subsidy regime, and we rather concentrate on productivity, producing what we consume, the naira will gain value. Gradually, the naira will come down to 400 naira to $1, 350 naira to $1, 300 naira to $1, and 250 naira to $1. And if we say a liter of fuel is going for $1, then by the time the naira gains value as a result of productivity, you should know also that the price of petroleum products will have invariably come down. So, the funds liberated from this will be channeled into productivity, will be channeled into new industries, will be channeled into creating jobs for young Nigerians and middle-aged citizens. And so, we urge these unions, and they should be clear on one thing. These unions are peopled by young Nigerians and middle-aged citizens who form the bulk of the active citizenry of Nigeria. Shun every strike. Sheath every sword of protest. Let us come to the table of dialogue and see how to partner with this government to move Nigeria forward. It is good that we are beginning this early to note our differences, iron the rough edges, and the goal should be one, to move this great country, Nigeria, to her potential, which is the zenith of true greatness. We should be in the front lines in the Committee of Nations. And one major stumbling block is this subsidy regime. So we want to call on all the youth, let us buckle up, put on our thinking caps, partner with government. Visas of new jobs creation will be explored, and our economy will come back to life rapidly again.
Thank you. Okay.
I am Bola Tinubu. I write for Citizen FM 93.7. Mr. President, you just endorsed Senator Godswill Akpabio.
Yes.
Are you not scared that what Nigeria is passing through with the present rubber stamp Senate can also happen with the endorsement of Senator Godswill Akpabio? That is one. Two, what is the interest behind your nomination, your endorsement to Akpabio, of Akpabio? Because I could remember vividly that in 2015, this is the way the party planned to go before Saraki became the senator's choice.
Thank you very much for this very strategic question. I will tell you very clearly that the youth of this country and the middle-aged citizens are very interested in the forward voyage of this country. And as such, our voices must be heard. In the case of Senator Godswill Akpabio, like they say, the voice of the people is the voice of God. The people overwhelmingly have been stating it, agitating, crying, that we need a legislature that will complement the executive. So this is not just a party thing foisted on the National Assembly. You have seen that across the Labour Party, across all other parties, they are very much at home with Senator Godswill Akpabio. And for us, in the project for a United Nigeria, in the Rising Up for a United Nigeria project, you can see very clearly that he is a leader that has been partnering with young Nigerians over time. There is a mentorship program that has produced countless numbers of leaders in various sectors of the economy. Entrepreneurial programs that have been in place even after he left governance as governor. Altruism and patriotism mingled in one, so that the best potentials of the Nigerian youth will be refined, honed, brought up to par with the best across the world. Then You can draw parallels of what happened in Lagos State under the current president, Bola Tinubu, as then governor, and what happened in Akwa Ibom State under Senator Godwill Akpabio as governor. The state that was a backwater state known to be exporting house helps across the country. Deplorable state of roads was turned around rapidly. We saw project after project. The Akwa Ibom International Airport coming on stream. The Ibom Air was set in place. The Godwill Akpabio Stadium, roads, infrastructure. If you go to the state today, you will think you are even in a foreign land. Villages with well-paved, tarred roads. That is what we want to see in Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu set the foundation for the new Lagos of today, the eco-Atlantic city that will be competing with Dubai, and investors will be coming into Nigeria. Senator Godwill Akpabio did that in Akwa Ibom State. So we need co-travelers, patriots on the same path of progress. And if you are talking about rubber stamp, are we just going to say the legislature should be a stumbling block to the executive? They are meant to complement each other, to work with each other with understanding that the goal is one, the advancement of Nigeria, the forward voyage of our country, Nigeria, the betterment of our lot, the improvement of our economy, the rapid, uncommon transformation of our nation. And if we say we must rise with renewed hope, then the legislature must be headed by people who have the same vision as President Bola Tinubu. And Senator Godwill Akpabio is that one man who stands shoulders high, having the same vision as President Bola Tinubu for a greater Nigeria. We therefore want to appeal, even though we are not senators, but we are the ones that elected all of you, the senators that will be in the 10th Assembly. You will come back to the constituencies or your central districts to answer to us. Please, we need a National Assembly that is headed by a level-headed patriot, that is headed by one with proven track record of uncommon activities, progressive activities, developmental activities, activities that triggered economic growth. Nigeria is facing challenges at this moment. We must not shy away from that fact. But like I stated, these challenges also pose opportunities for us. And in times as this, it is best we put our best foot forward. Senator Godwill Akpabio is that best foot that not only the Senate, but the whole of Nigeria should put forward to partner with this president who has good intentions for this country. I'll remind all of us of a collection of essays I read by my SY Vice Chancellor, Professor FSC, that chapter of blessed memory. And that is titled, Good Intentions Are Not Enough. Please, we want to call on the Senate, all the senators elect, ensure that the good intentions of President Bola Tinubu come to life so that they will not end stalemated or stillbirthed at that point of just being good intentions. Ensure that you produce a visionary leadership, a leadership that can have the confidence and support of the over 100 million Nigerian youth and middle-aged citizens who are the active population of this country. A leadership that can resonate from the north to the south of this country to raise the active population with one goal. We have lagged behind long enough. It is time for us to march gallantly, to frog leap, to move at an accelerated pace. We are appealing to all the 109 senators. We are appealing to you. Do what is right. Help Mr. President to succeed by voting for Senator Godwill Akpabio as the next president of the Senate for the 10th Assembly of Nigeria. God bless us all.